Pekka vlog time, people. So these are the parts so that we have a heart-to-heart and I speak to you guys directly and tell you what's going on in my mind. So let's begin with some stuff over here. Ever since the end of the PVA 40 campaign, so basically we're just waiting around on different kind of updates, and I will continue to update you guys as best as I can. Sometimes if I don't say anything right away, it's because I'm waiting for just a little bit more to happen, so it's more video worthy, because I know more people watch the videos than they do on Facebook and Twitter. If it's a tiny little thing and there's just not much else, then I guess I'll put it on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll see how that goes. But if I get enough emails, etc., saying, "Peg, what's going on?" then, you know, I'll do what I can. But you know, like, don't hit me if it's only like a 1 or 2 minute video, because there's just not much to say. You know, like, the chips are here, like that's it for now. You know. So in between a lot of things that we're waiting on or whatever, it's not like, you know, something big breaking is going to happen every single week. You know, it'll probably be certain things will happen, you know, back to back within days, and certain things will, you know, life. Okay, so other than that, right, the biggest thing that's going on PVA, other than the PVA 40 mod, would have to be the battery series of what we promised and what we're going to do. Now, a lot of people were very happy with, you know, the teaser trailer, what we're releasing, what we're attempting to do, and stuff like that, okay? And a few of you guys who really want the super advanced stuff or whatever, a little bit disappointed. I apologize for that. But then again, it is our first episodes, you know, we're just starting off. I promise you guys, I swear, I promise you guys, things will get increasingly nerdier on this channel, okay? We're going to bring in another professor to the PVA faculty. So in a way, kind of, sort of, it's like Hogwarts Academy, right? So you got a guy who does like potions, charms, curses, blah, you know what I mean? Just somebody for everything. So Chris, you know, handles all the culinary and the juice stuff. You know, I'll still be doing reviews every now and then. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm way more interested in doing the interactive things, the activity stuff where, you know, you guys comment and whatever, and we work on something together. You know, I feel as if like it makes for just a much more interesting show than any of the average, just like, you know, watching certain product reviews like on a conveyor belt. Of course, product reviews are important, but the thing is that, like, at the end of the day, there's so many things that I don't review because I don't see them as real game changers. You guys have left a lot of comments and asked me about, like, Orchid V4, V5. Here we go, V4, V5 in my hand. I'm still thinking about exactly what to say about it, because it's, you know, it's a tank, and it's missing airflow control. So it's not really a superior tank. Does it vape big? Like, I can sum it up right now, you know what I mean? And that's why I have been hesitant to do a video about it, because there's just not that many things to say about it. It's not about saying good things or bad things about it. It's just not that much to say about it, period. The thing has no airflow control. If you guys own a V4 or V5, then you know it vapes pretty big, because, you know, its airflow is pretty open up in this thing, and you could do lung hits on this stuff. But because you can't close it off either, that means that you always have to kind of sort of do the same build inside of an Orchid. Why? Because you need the vapor density to keep up with the airflow at the same time. So what does that mean? It means that, like, you know, it's just the same vape every single time. And should you choose to build the coil a little bit weaker or whatever, then it will be an airy draw. If you ever think back to, like, the first time you had a Pro Tank or something like that, you're like, ooh, that's a kind of an airy draw to, like, what I'm more used to with more resistance and stuff, right? The resistance of the airflow control and whatever, you know what I mean, controls the vapor density, etc., etc. It goes hand in hand. So because the thing is just is bored out, so what does it feel like to me? It feels like back then when we had, like, IGOWs and stuff, and we took it to the shop, and then we just had the holes drilled out bigger so that, like, we would have more airflow, right? And now it's just, that's it, it's stuck like that. So you would always have to build accordingly to that airflow size, you know? So that's pretty much all there is to say about it, other than, like, you know, one is completely made in plastic and one is mostly stainless and still has the plastic ring body around it. That's all. Let's do a little fun fact. The PVA40 bot, right? Shout outs to Tom Maynard. I checked into the comment section, right, and just to find out exactly where did the PVA40 name come from, and who did it first, right? And yeah, it turns out to be one of our subscribers, Tom Maynard. So shout out to him for naming the mod for everyone. You know what I mean? I know he's in the back like PVA40, like, you know, and it kind of just caught on that way. So yeah, shout out to Tom. So the next thing, let's get something out of the way first, okay? I plan to give away the artist collection, okay? I don't think there's a point into you know, just giving it away like one at a time or whatever. If you win, you just win the whole thing. You know what I mean? Take all 5, try them all. So how are we going to do this? Because I don't want to make everybody jump through too many hoops, right? I don't think you should, you know. I've never asked anybody to subscribe before. You know what I mean? You guys are free to come and go whenever you like, right? So you don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to join Facebook, you don't have to do any of that stuff, right? But at the same time, it's not like we want to give stuff away to the freeloaders either. We want to give stuff away to, you know, family members, people that, you know, I genuinely, you know, like, we take care of our own here. So we're going to do a quick little trivia, okay? So send your answer over to info@pegasusvaporacademy.com, and in it, right, just leave your answer and whatever your username is that you want me to mention later on in the video that you're comfortable with, and then, you know, we'll just do that. And also leave a note that if you would like to pay it forward. What does pay it forward mean? It means when you win something or whatever, right, you just join the contest for the sake of joining the contest to see if you win, right? But you want to go ahead and pay it forward, meaning that, like, okay, I'll draw another name and whatever, and that person will win. So you just, you know, like, pushing your winnings aside, you know? So if you want to do that, mention so in the thing, so that, like, you know, I'll say, well, you know, you were actually the winner, but you're going to get the item, okay? Yeah, so the question is, where did Peg go to college? Okay, moving on. So that is the artist collection giveaway thing, and we'll get to it. And I guess, how long should I wait? I'll wait like maybe 5 days or so for you guys to submit your answers and stuff, and then like we'll get to it. I'm new at this, you know, giveaway and stuff or whatever, and doing the contest or something like that. So let's just try it out and see how it works on this show. Okay. The next thing is that, like I said before, right? As far as the battery stuff, we will be introducing another professor to the PVA faculty, and we're going to be basically doing 2 shows, okay? I can't remember exactly who it was. I will look you up later on and give you a quick shout. One show is going to be called the Amp Hour, and the other one is going to be called the Straight Volt. I will be doing the Straight Volt, and then our new guy will be doing the Amp Hour, okay? And I don't want to give away who it is, but when we announce it, we announce it, okay? Which will probably either be this week or next week. So, as far as what the Straight Volt is about, okay, it's basically just going to be me, like a lottery girl, like graphing batteries, okay? We're going to graph things at 1 amp, so there's going to be like a lot of battery profile series. So there's going to be the Straight Volt battery profile, and then Straight Volt head-to-head, which is like this, right? It's very difficult to pair everything head-to-head, so we just got to do it sometimes, right? Certain things that we really, really want to see them go at it, like we really want to see these 2 particular batteries battle it out, then we're going to go ahead and do that. But I mean, certain batteries, like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to pair up a VTC versus like a Panasonic, because they're not even like in the same class. So, you know, we're not going to pair up everything. But we will be doing the battery profile, which is, you know, graphing the battery as is by itself, which is like this. We'll graph it at 1 amp so that you guys can see exactly what the promised milliamp is, right? and then we're going to graph it again at 5 amps, 10 amps, 15 amps, 20 amps, something like that, right? So that like you guys get to see like, you know, the curve and the drop as it goes and it goes and goes. I will find a way to post them on the PVA website so that they'll be available for download. And, you know, if you want to print them out and then, you know, hold one to the other one and put it up to the light to compare them or something like that, a lot of different ways to do stuff. As far as like the head-to-head stuff, right? We're gonna do like funnier things, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to know exactly the E-fest and the HE2, right? And how they graph and stuff, because if they are exactly similar batteries, it's been proven in certain ones before, but sometimes people don't go to those links and they haven't seen it, and we will do it one time over here. So we're gonna put that to rest. Exactly the purple E-fest and the red HE2s, right? Another one is, if you guys are also curious about like, you know, the button top versus a flat top, and is there any difference at all? Does it change anything? So we'll also be doing that real quick to put that to rest. So I don't know as far as the straight volt schedule is going to be. If possible, you know, we'll try to do one every week. If not, then it'll be every other week. We're still trying to figure out exactly what the schedule of things are, because, you know, when you start like a new series on your channel and stuff, you don't want to set yourself up to fail. You know, you don't want to promise that like every Wednesday we're going to something, and then what happens is that, you know, it's late. Because even right now, as I'm doing this vlog, I should be doing the vlog at, you know, the last Friday, the last, you know, whatever it is, or the last Sunday of every single month. But been so busy, the project, a lot of things, you know, answering everybody's emails back and forth and stuff. I've just been swamped with work, okay? So, you know, I put out what I can, when I can, and I try my best to do so. Now, the next thing, right, is that the SMY God mod and stuff, okay? So, originally, I said, you know, I did the review and whatnot. Here's what I knew about it, okay? Let me comment on the God mod real quick. I knew that there were two sides to things, okay? And my show, specifically, I always try to argue a third angle. I knew there was going to be two sides. There's going to be the one side that goes, oh, there's too much power, this is dangerous, blah, you know what I mean? And then there's going to be the other side who's like, yeah, let's push the boundaries. It's always been the battery safety people versus the pushing boundaries, cloud chasing people. It's always been back and forth like that, right? What I tried to argue was that, like, hold on, you know, let me do a review where, like, let's talk about what it is, what it does, and where it takes us from here. Because this is the only way, like, vapors can more or less come together. You know, stop talking about that issue at hand and be like, oh, you guys are going to blow your faces off, and be like, oh, you guys are just chickens. You know what I mean? If we constantly go about that, then like the community is going to tear itself apart constantly, like just you know, that invisible segregated thing, you know? So like anytime, like, you know, you wander over to the wrong place, whether like, you know, anything that's a little bit like more cloud chasing, or like, you know, a video or something like that, and then you make a comment about like, you know, battery safety and blowing your face off or whatever, everybody's going to jump down your throat. At any time, you know, you come over to another channel that's all about battery safety and stuff like that, right? And then you talk about like, you know, pushing boundaries and stuff like that, and you know, how you've vented a battery before, and like, you know, people are going to jump down your throat because you went to where you don't belong. You know, you don't buy a Ferrari and then go over to the Civic forums and then, you know, brag about it. You know what I mean? You go with like, you know, where the rest of the Ferraris and Lamborghinis and the Porsches are, and the Civic people will stay where, you know, so that like there's going to be a little bit of peace, because at the end of the day, these two groups are never going to see eye to eye anyways, and that's exactly what a lot of this stuff is going on. So when you go ahead and, you know, look, somebody's got to review the mod either way, right? But had you like taken a certain stance on it, you're going to get claps from this side, and then you're going to get boos from this side, or you're going to get you know, claps from this side and boos from that side, right? So instead, what I tried to argue was that let's see where this takes us. At no time in the video did I say this mod was great. At no time. Watch the whole thing again. At no time did I say it was great. I did say that I know you collectors are going to want to get your hands on it either way, because that's what it is. You guys see Howard Hughes and the Hercules. It was the juggernaut of its time at the time. And they see it and they just be like, I want that because it looks like a piece of history. Okay, so I said that I would help people get their hands on one, right? Initially, I was just going to link them over to the FastTech website and just be done. There it is. It's on FastTech. But it's because SMY specifically said, no, those are fakes. Well, what's going to happen if I redirect people over there and then they just be like, oh, no, those are no real. You know what I mean? What's going to happen now? So you just bought a Ferrari, but then they said, no, but if you get it from that dealership, then those Ferraris are fake. Dude, your item is just worth nothing, right? So here's a photo of like all the God mods, like when we got it. Okay, it was a hell of a time to sort out because there was like somebody wanted red, somebody wanted blue, somebody wanted the wolf, somebody wanted the cross, a whole bunch of things about it. And what I did, right, is that in order to ensure the authenticity of these things, right, I've had SMY specifically type up a letter in the SMY letterhead, right, and then give them the SMY stamp on it, right, and also stating that Pegasus Vapor Academy is also a witness to this, blah blah blah, whatever, so that they can never weasel their way out of it. So after all the sorting out or whatever, here's a photo of everything nicely sorted, and you guys should already have it in your mail already by now. Okay, so that's what's going on with SMY. Now, as far as my connection with SMY, right, is done because for this reason and this reason alone, right? They're a company that doesn't listen. They just simply don't listen to like whatever, and if they go down in flames, they go down in flames. Initially, it was supposed to be a ploy, okay? Even though the word ploy sounds very negative or whatever, but still, I gotta respect, its genius, okay? Because it's like this. Originally, it was Cloudport versus Sigelli, right? Cloudport came out with a T5, and then Sigelli goes, 100 watt in box one, and then Cloudport goes, T6, T8, blah, blah, blah. So it's like 50, 100, 150, right? And then out of nowhere, SMY goes, 180. What's up? Just to get everybody's attention. And it did get a lot of people's attention. So now that you are on the map, what do you got to do? You got to go make a normal mod. Go make something around 50 or 60 mod. Make it elegant, make it nice, make it, you know what I mean? Make it about its features. Don't make it about another big juggernaut, because you've already proven your point. You guys can build a Hulk if you wanted to. Point proven. You got, but instead, what they did is that they come out, 260 watt. So they offered me the 260 watt. I declined it because I realized that you guys are all about the money. You don't care about vapors. You know what I mean? Do you guys actually even vape? Like, do you? Because I mean, it was really disheartening to learn that, because it's like you guys who do this stuff, first of all, I don't see the point of putting out 180 baud, right, and then outdoing yourself. It's not even like anybody's racing with you anymore. It's just this is just silly, And if you are a vapor, you would know that like somewhere around that, past 100 watt area or whatever, everything, the road down there, right, is completely unvapable. 180 watts is unvapable. 260 watts is obviously fucking unvapable. So what are you guys doing? Do you care about? No, you're trying to earn that hype money, And for this industry, it is all about not smoking. So not smoking, it is all about health. It's all about better health. And better health is about caring about another person. It's like what we ask each other, have you been eating right? Are you getting enough exercise? Are you staying away from cigarettes and vaping? People care about each other here. And when you go ahead and just release monster after monster or whatever, it screams you don't care about people, So I told them, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to have anything more involved with it. I do agree that the 180 at the time, before the 260 was created, it was just like, the Hercules, the Howard Hughes Hercules, like, okay, it's a big monstrosity, right? And it's nice to just, bam, have it on your shelf and then just leave it there. And, you vape it once and you're just like, oh, that's powerful. And that was it. That's what it was about. And we didn't have to really worry. I didn't worry a single bit about like people possibly hurting themselves or whatever, because anybody who's buying this stuff, okay, has got to be a collector, okay, because it's popular, but it's not Kanger Pro Tank popular where like, any noob could get their hands on it. You have to like research and study a little bit. And if you have, $125 to just throw away or whatever, okay, I fail to believe that a person like that is going to hurt themselves. You know what I mean? The people who have that kind of money do their homework. So, not worried about it at all. So all the cries and, oh, the people are going to, kill themselves. The people are going to, no, they're not, okay? Not those people, all right? Maybe somebody else, if you like intentionally bought one and then went out and then slapped it in a newbie's hands and be like, go ahead, you know what I mean? that would be different. But if you came across this thing, you follow vaping, and like batteries and safety and stuff like that. You've come from a long line of information and videos and stuff. So people need to chill out a little bit, okay? All right, so that's what happened with SMY, and for you guys who are asking me questions about the 260, I will not be reviewing the 260. I will not help that company or anything or whatever ever again, because it was one thing to get on the map and then try to produce like nice products, and and originally that's what they promised me. But now that I know that you're just doing like Hulk after Hulk after Hulk, then like screw you guys. You don't care about vapors, so why should I care about you? Next thing, okay. One thing that I kind of need to toot my own horn about, because I'm very, very proud of this, okay? You guys remember back when I did the whole Ace 50 box mod thing? And I showed you guys, the Ace 50 box mod, originally when it came out, right, it fires no matter what. And there wasn't enough safety on it, right? And yeah, so... after getting on the horn with them, talking to them about it, and just being civil, they went ahead and actually listened. So I like the Ace Smoke people. Here's a photo of the correction now, and then you can see that it says no atomizer. So now the new versions, when you go ahead and put an inline meter and fire the button, it's not going to give you a reading as opposed to the original one that I had. So. Yeah, guys, a lot of improvements, a lot of improvements, and feel pretty good about that. Like different things, that are no good. You talk to them, you send them back to the factory. Nobody has to get hurt, right? It's about using your ability to raise the bar and whatnot. If you guys feel, right, at any time that like, kind of cocky or kind of arrogant or whatever, true, absolutely I am. But that's not towards you guys. That's towards all the companies out there that, because of my subscribers, because of, you guys with your feedbacks and stuff like that, that allows me to go back to these factories and throw my weight around and be like, hey, you guys got to do this, you guys got to do that to make a better tomorrow for everybody, And we do it without shaming companies, because at the end of the day, everybody's a person, right? So you don't want to just go ahead and just, drag people out into the Coliseum and slaughter them in front of everybody. And, Of course, that makes for excellent television, and everybody's going to be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because we want blood, right? But at the end of the day, it's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do would be to speak to, the factories directly, so that they can save some face, and then they'll go back and fix their product if they really care about, regardless if they care about the industry or whatever, or if they just care about making money in general, they will go ahead and make the corrections so that, like, you know, vapors in the future or whatever could have better products, and better products will always inspire and push forward to innovation. It's exactly the same thing with like the PVA40 mod. What is the PVA40 mod really? It's just a combination of all the features all the good features that everybody wants from all the other different things out there. Dual 18650 is an idea is basically taken from the vapor flask, right? The magnetic door from the Sigelli 100 watt. Fat Daddy Vapes 510 connection. Well, that's just industry standard these days. And then a whole bunch of other features that's inside of it. They're all like just a compilation of, like, you know, all the best features that are out there put into one box mod. Even if you choose to argue, right, that, well, there's nothing innovative about it because, you know, it's just a whole bunch of, right, but still, that would still challenge what the status quo is, wouldn't it? Because after that item is released and is released properly, then what's going to happen after that? Something needs to come out to top that item, and in order to top that item, you would need to be innovative. So either, you know, we release products that are innovative inherently, or we try to release products that will stimulate innovation, and either way, that is excellent for the community. Okay, so until next time, guys, question everything, do your homework, and vape clever.